And I'm very pleased to introduce next Dr. Jianming Deng from Huawei. He's the Chief User Experience Architect and Senior Design Director at Huawei. And in his many years of experience, he has covered a wide range of areas in the user experience field, including the strategy, information architecture, interaction design, and standards. And his contributions are widely cited. One of the projects that he led recently has won some important awards, and he's going to talk a little bit about that today. I'm very pleased to introduce to you Jianming Deng, who's going to talk about the user experience in immersion and how studying that can help to design better immersive experiences. Dr. Deng.
So thank you for the opportunity. Today, I'm going to share with you a case study. Wow. I'm going to share with you a case study of a user-centered design for immersive communication. So when talk about immersive experience, people often think about immersive technology, right? So if you do a Google search, you probably see something like this, right? There are a lot of very cool technologies out there, parametric display, head-mounted headsets, natural interaction schemes, stuff like that. Some are probably very cutting edge, some are even bleeding edge technologies. But if you look at the industry or look at products, it's not very fancy, actually. So this is a image of a typical telepresence system, right? So when we talk about immersive communication in industry, a lot of people are saying, hey, are you talking about telepresence, right? So this is actually a system that's been out there for about 10 years. It was first introduced in 2006, I think, in our marketing show by Cisco. And then it's been 10 years now. The form factor of the product haven't changed that much. So you see the earlier presentation, Professor Jianming showed you the evolution of the head-mounted display. You see the evolution of that technology. But this technology is quite a contrast, right? Over 10 years, not a whole lot of changes. So this product, basically, from a user's perspective, has several kind of selling points. One is that it uses or installed in a dedicated meeting space. And all the people are displayed in life size. And also, there's some material sharing capabilities for the people to discuss materials during the meetings. So in the last 10 years or so, while this product maintains its own shape, the discussions are mostly around features, right? For example, people are discussing how we can improve the audio quality, the lighting, right? Or maybe make the camera better, reduce the gap between the screens, right? Maybe improving the screen size or the resolution. And also the gaze alignment, right? Some of the systems still having the challenge that people do not feel the other people are looking at you, right? So how you can improve the system so that you feel like the other person is actually looking at you. So those are all very typical, technology things that people are thinking about over the past many years. About a couple years ago, my team received a challenge, a design challenge. What is the next generation of telepresence, right? Is this product going to keep going through the incremental changes of those specs? And that's an interesting question. So when we received the challenge, one of the natural things we're thinking is, hey, we have the telepresence system now on the left side. Now we have a lot of immersive technologies, right? Would the next generation of telepresence be, incorporating those technologies into the meeting space into the telepresence system to make it look like real, okay, on the right side. So if you think deeply, there are probably some hurdles. I mean, especially when a company introduces a product, they have to think about a lot of things instead of just the technology itself. The first thing is the meeting habits, right? People are used to going into a telepresence meeting, sitting in that kind of environment. Think about people have to wear a mask, right, going into a meeting, right? Or think about people have to sit into a theater-like environment to attend a meeting. That's a big change. So how far are we from that state yet? The second is technology readiness, right? So a lot of the technologies are still newly introduced, right? There are probably bandwidth constraints. There are probably frame rate constraints. There are a lot of other things like dizziness that we've been still investigating. The last thing is actually the most critical, I think, is the face-to-face limitation. So assuming you do all this stuff, right, and then you achieved face-to-face, truly immersive, holy grail, right? Is it the best state of communication? Actually, if we are in the meeting room and some people appear smaller than the others, if I want to see one person on the back very clearly, it's not very easy, right? So, I mean, and also if he shows me some kind of materials, I cannot see well from a distance. So in the physical space, internal communication is not ideal, actually. So facing all these questions, we have to think about it more deeply. What exactly immersive communication means, right? So we're doing this simple exercise here, immersive education. So the previous slides were all talking about immersive, right? Or we call sensational immersion, right? You're talking about how to immerse yourself into a 3D environment, using certain technology, right? But how about communication, right? We're actually designing something not just to immerse with the environment, but to better communicate. So we call this one psychological immersion, or psychological presence, as Dr. Bellinson mentioned earlier on. So when we turned into focusing on communication, we had a lot of other ideas, and also that triggered us to do some more deep research. So we spent about 4 months on a number of research activities, including interviews, field observation, expert review, and also we listened to over 1,000 calls from the call center recording to basically identify what the telepresence problem is. So after that, we identified several opportunities. Given the time constraint, I'm not going to go into this one in details. The first one is that we need to focus more on people, right? Instead of just environment or face-to-face visual quality. Second is we need to open more to personal devices because people are carrying their phones or their mobile devices more and more than before. And the last thing is we need to explore more ways to collaborate. In one of the books that was published by Richard Florida, he claimed that more and more people claim themselves as a creative class, meaning that they go to a meeting willing to contribute rather than just listen in. So we need more ways to collaborate. So with these new ideas, we had produced a video. Let me just play that right now.
The way we work is changing. We are no longer defined by where we work, but by how we work. Meetings are more fluid, collaborative, and global. Today, telepresence aims to create experiences so immersive they feel like reality. But the future can be better than reality. The future can be augmented presence. Moving away from technology and dedicated spaces, Augmented Presence is centered on people. It focuses on you. When you do need a physical space, Augmented Presence simplifies and enhances your meeting experience. From the moment your meeting is scheduled, Meeting Concierge, a cloud-based software platform, takes control of the logistics. As you check in, your icon appears on the center stage where you can see other attendees and their basic information at a glance. While you wait, preview the day's agenda on your device at hand. As organizer, you can start the meeting. Optimize viewability by prioritizing location views and content for all participants. In each location, the center stage always displays the current speaker. As in theater, the main screen is the front stage, with the center stage holding the primary focus. The most important interactions and sharing happen center stage. The system also enables a backstage, integrating your personal devices. This backstage provides a public forum for sharing and communicating deeper, richer, contextual information supporting the meeting. Control what backstage content you receive and how it's managed on your devices to support a better meeting experience. If you have a comment or a question, simply tap the question icon. Your icon goes to the question queue on the right side of the front stage screen. When it's your turn to speak, your image enlarges in your location or moves to center stage, giving you control of the meeting. Have a question about a standard process, but the person with the answer can't be present? Pre-record a message and verbally tag it to be called up when you're ready. Provide information to support your presentation by preloading and verbally tagging contextual content. View, tag, and save contextual content for later review using your personal devices. You can even share with teammates not in the room using the public sharing forum, all without disrupting the meeting flow. Review people's professional network and bios to better understand their point of view and their relationships to each other. Find a part of the meeting particularly interesting? Select the tab and use real-time speech-to-text tagging to take virtual notes. Want to share a document? Simply flick it to center stage for all to see. The system allows you to quickly shift into collaboration mode. Teams use the digital whiteboard to collaborate with other locations instantly. Build on ideas and share with each other without leaving your location. By focusing on people's needs, Augmented Presence provides you the most flexible meeting experience in telepresence. Huawei's telepresence focuses on you.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.